By the time my key snapped in the lock, I knew something was very, very wrong. This wasn't a worn-out deadbolt. It was a brand new lock on my front door. I pulled the key out, tried again harder. Nothing. My porch light was on. My TV inside was on. I could hear the low murmur through the door. My stomach dropped. Then I heard it. That annoying little throat clear. I turned and saw her. Cardigan, clipboard, smirk. Karen, the self-appointed queen of our HOA. Having trouble? She asked, tilting her head like she was doing me a favor. Yeah, I said, trying to stay calm. My key doesn't work. Did you see anyone around my house today? Her smile widened. We had the locks changed. For safety. You were non-compliant. Board decision. I blinked. You what? She lifted her clipboard. You ignored multiple notices. Trash cans visible, non-approved mailbox color, and unpaid fines. She tapped the paper like a judge with a gavel. The HOA had no choice but to secure the property. I stepped closer. You entered my house without my permission? Don't raise your voice, she snapped. This is all in the bylaws. Maybe next time you'll read your mail. I pulled my phone out. I paid those fines last month. And even if I hadn't, you can't just change my locks. She laughed. Actually laughed. We can, and we did. This community has standards. You can schedule an appointment with the board to discuss re-entry after you settle your account. That was it. Something inside me snapped into focus. I wasn't arguing with her. I was done. Great, I said quietly. You can explain all of this to the sheriff. Her smile faltered. Excuse me? I walked down the steps, hit 911, and put it on speaker. 911, what's your emergency? Hi, I said, never taking my eyes off Karen. I just came home from work to find my locks changed and my HOA entered my home without permission. They're refusing to give me access. Karen's face went pale. She started babbling. This is a civil matter, not criminal. Ma'am, please don't interrupt, I said calmly. The dispatcher replied, An officer will be there shortly. Please stay on scene. 10 minutes later, a patrol SUV rolled up to the curb. Neighbors peeked through curtains. Karen straightened her sweater, suddenly not so smug. The sheriff stepped out, hand resting casually near his radio. All right, he said, looking from me to Karen to the door. Who changed this lock? Karen opened her mouth, and that was the moment everything started to unravel. The HOA secured the property, Karen blurted. He was in violation and, Ma'am, the sheriff cut in, holding up a hand. I asked who changed the lock. She swallowed. The locksmith, hired by the HOA, under my direction as board president. The sheriff wrote something in his notebook and turned to me. You live here? Yes, I said. My name's Daniel Reed. Been here 5 years. Came home from work, my key doesn't work, and she's telling me they changed my locks because of violations. I never gave permission. My stuff is inside. Got any proof about those fines? The sheriff asked. I pulled out my phone, opened my bank app, and showed him the HOA payment from last month. Then I pulled up the email receipt. He studied it, nodded, and turned back to Karen. Ma'am, did you enter his home today? She stiffened. The HOA has the right to enforce. That's not what I asked, he said, voice firmer now. Did you or anyone on your behalf enter his home without his consent? She hesitated. The front door was opened briefly to confirm security. So yes, he said, you went inside. It's in the bylaws, she snapped. We can enter if there's a safety concern or non-compliance. It's standard practice. The sheriff sighed. The bylaws don't override state law. This isn't your property. You don't get to lock a homeowner out of their own house over some trash cans and a mailbox. She started to talk again, but he stepped toward her. Right now, what I'm seeing looks a lot like unlawful entry. Possibly even burglary if anything was disturbed. And you're the one admitting you ordered it. Her face drained of color. Here's what's going to happen, he continued. You're going to get the key or the code to this new lock. Right now. Or I'm calling your locksmith and documenting everything for the DA. I added, and I'd like a full incident report. This isn't getting swept under an HOA rug. A small crowd of the neighbors had gathered across the street. Phones were out, cameras up. Karen's eyes darted to them. then back to the sheriff. There's no need to escalate. Too late, he said. You already did that when you changed the lock. 10 minutes later, under the sheriff's watchful eye, Karen reluctantly punched the code into the deadbolt, and my door clicked open. He had me step inside, check my belongings, and confirm nothing obvious was missing. Here's your case number, the sheriff said, handing me a card. If you want to pursue charges or civil action, talk to an attorney. I'll note her admission in my report. Karen tried one last time. This could have been handled quietly, Daniel. I looked her straight in the eye. Yeah, you could have knocked on my door instead of locking me out of my own house. Within a week, there was an emergency HOA meeting. This time, I wasn't just a homeowner being pushed around. I was the guy with a police report and receipts. I stood up, read the report aloud, and watched every board member's face shift. Nobody wanted to go down with her. In the end, Karen was removed as president, every bogus fine was reversed, and a new bylaw was added. No lock changes, entries, or security actions without a court order or law enforcement. I changed the lock back that same day, installed a camera over the porch, printed the sheriff's card, and taped a copy inside the front door, just in case anyone forgot. The HOA still sends me letters, but now they knock first